Hi, thank you for joining me to talk about fungi. There are lots of ways that we can work with fungi and learn about them, and we're going to cover a few of these ways throughout these videos. Hopefully you'll find this full of information, or at least somewhat interesting, and maybe you'll find a particular area of fungi that interests you a lot that you want to learn more about. We'll see as the class goes on. So first, what are fungi? Mycology is the study of fungi, and the fungal kingdom, meaning the fungal branch on the tree of life, includes yeasts, molds, mushroom-forming fungi, as well as some types of fungi that do not form a mushroom. We are primarily going to talk about the mushroom-forming fungi because we tend to be more familiar with those. But we'll talk about the other types of fungi here and there throughout the videos as well. So fungi are unique because of how they eat. You and I have a stomach. We swallow our food, and our stomach breaks our food down into nutrients that we can use as energy to power our bodies throughout the day. Fungi do not have a stomach. They have a process called external digestion. So when you see a mushroom, you're looking at the outside part of the fungus as a whole. The majority of the fungus is actually what's called mycelium. Mycelium is something like a root system, although it functions a little bit differently than plant roots do. And mycelium is around us all the time. It's in the soil, it's in the trees, it's in the dead trees and the live trees. And when it's ready to produce more fungi, it will release a mushroom. So the mushroom is where the spores come from, and the mycelium is how the fungus is feeding itself. So the mycelium travels through the soil or through the dead wood, and it releases chemicals that break down the nutrients around it and make it something that the fungus can then eat. So this is how fungi eat and how they grow and how they power themselves. It's different from how plants get energy, and it's different from how we get energy. So it makes fungi in their own category. Fungi that make mushrooms. There are ectomycorrhizal fungi. These are soil-dwelling fungi, or fungi that live in the soil and make a mushroom. They are living in partnership with the roots of the plants around them in the forest. We'll talk more about all the benefits that fungi and plants get from this relationship in a later video. For now, what we want to know is that ectomycorrhizal fungi are fungi that live in the soil and produce a mushroom. Saprobic fungi, or you'll sometimes hear them called saprophytic fungi, are decomposer fungi. So these are the fungi who are releasing the chemicals to break down dead wood, dead leaves, dead plant debris, and they're breaking down those dead things and releasing the nutrients and consuming some into their mycelium and using it as food, as energy. So what are fungi doing in the soil? The fungi that live in the soil, in this case, in this photo, we're looking at ectomycorrhizal. They grow in partnership with a plant or tree. So the mycelium of the fungus is webbed around the plant roots and sometimes inside of the plant roots. And this helps protect the plant roots from various diseases that might be living in the soil. So the plant benefits because the fungus is there to help protect it. These fungi are also helping to transport water and food through the soil. They're doing this by route of the mycelium. Mycelium is kind of like these tubes that can transport food and water and medicine and other resources. This is called nutrient cycling. So the system of food like nitrogen, calcium, potassium, all of these nutrients that plants need to survive is in large part cycled through the forest or moved through the forest by fungi. So they're really important for making sure that everybody is well fed and happy. What do fungi do in dead wood? The fungi that break down dead wood and other dead plant matter are releasing the nutrients that's locked up in that tree, particularly carbon, but also other foods and other minerals that the things in the ecosystem or the forest would like to eat. The fungi are breaking down this dead matter, dead plants, to make that food available to the plants in the ecosystem that are still alive, and also to feed themselves, to feed the fungi. So this is how food is working its way through the system. Sometimes we eat fungi and other animals eat fungi. Reindeer eat fungi, squirrels and slugs and other insects, they eat fungi as a food source. So mushrooms are important for this reason as well. So not only do we see them moving small amounts of food throughout the forest, we also see them producing food that we then can consume. So why are mushrooms and other fungi important? To summarize, they move food and water through the ecosystem. They also move medicine and other resources through the ecosystem in this case being the forest. They break down dead wood and other dead plant matter. They help trees and plants by protecting their roots, and they provide food for animals in the woods. So hopefully that gives you the beginning of an understanding of what fungi do and why they're important. And in the next video, we're going to look more in depth at how fungi eat and how they grow.